Independence was not guaranteed for the American Patriots. They faced many disadvantages, the first of which was the American colonies did not have an army. The war was one fought by small groups of men. Militias, poorly disciplined and with elected officers, would only fight for about 3 months. Then they would return to their homes and farms. The Americans had difficulty raising money to purchase basic supplies for their troops, including shoes and blankets. The Patriots also did not have 100% support for the war in all 13 colonies. Around 1 in 5 Americans openly favored the British, with about half of the population hoping to avoid the conflict altogether. Most American Indian nations sided with Britain, who promised protection of their lands. Despite these disadvantages, the Patriots were fighting for their rights, their independence, and their liberty. American military leaders lacked experience but were passionate about their cause. By contrast, the British Army was respected around the world. Their soldiers were well-equipped, well-disciplined, well-paid, and well-fed. The British Navy dominated the seas. They even had professional soldiers in the form of Hessian mercenaries, German soldiers for hire. Despite these advantages, the British Army had many obstacles to overcome. The British soldiers fought a war far from home. Military orders, troops, and supplies sometimes took months to reach their destinations in North America. Battles between British soldiers and their enemies, France, Spain, and Netherlands, took place all over the world, distracting the British Empire from throwing their full force into North America. The British also had an extremely difficult task. They had to convince the Americans to give up their desire for independence. The size of the colonies hurt the British effort as well. Despite occupying every major city, the British remained at a disadvantage during the war. Loyalists didn't only consist of American colonists loyal to the crown, many enslaved Africans also supported the British. Shortly before the revolution began, a British governor declared that any enslaved African American who joined the British Army will gain their freedom. Thousands of enslaved African Americans escaped slavery and joined the British Army. The Ethiopian Regiment was a group of men who fought for the British and freedom. They wore uniforms that said, "Liberty to slaves." In one battle, the Ethiopian Regiment captured 2 American soldiers. One of the soldiers was captured by the men he had enslaved. These soldiers were a symbol of hope for enslaved African Americans, and many dreamed of freedom. The Patriot cause had many men like George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and James Madison, who owned vast plantations with enslaved workers. For African Americans in the colonies, a Patriot victory meant continued slavery.